So here we have our KTR Renault Megane 4Rs 300 trophy. We're going to be giving you a bit of in-depth review around this car in the base form and with the KTR modifications it now has on it. Obviously, as a stock car, it comes more powerful than the base models. It's got 19-inch rim alloys, better brakes, better springs, better dampeners, better anti-roll bars. Everything's better on it, but we're going to do a deep dive into why that is better. So in standard format, this came with 300 horsepower and 400 newton meters of torque. On paper, that is, and any Renault Sport owner with one of these that has dynoed it will know that they don't make 300 horsepower, unfortunately. But Renault Sport tell us out of the factory it does make that. It makes the torque around 3,200 RPM, which is where the peak torque comes in, so it's quite a non-laggy engine, which is great. It's a 1.8 turbocharged inline 4-cylinder. It comes with a really clever LSD as well, so it keeps the handling and the power planted to the ground, which feels really, really good in this, and the handling is so sharp, which we'll come on to more in this episode. The other thing it comes with on this model is a 6-speed manual gearbox. It does also come in an option of an EDC with paddle shifts and all the nice trimmings. However, that's a £1,500 expense on top, which we don't think is worth it. It also is the first of the Renault Sport engines that sports a direct injection system, so it's very much in line with all the new VAG engines that are also direct injection, and we'll come on to that in a bit with modifications and how that impacts tuning. So we think the look of the Megane 4RS is far superior compared to any of the other hot hatches out there on the market at the moment. You've got the likes of your Golf Rs, your A35s, A45s. Well, they look good and sporty, but I think Renault have really hit the nail on the head with this, and it's a real shame that this is like the last of the Renault Sport models. Be interesting to see what they're going to bring out with Alpine soon, but just showing you some of the features with this. You know, you've got the nice little, obviously with the trophy edition, down the bottom there you've got the little sticker on there. You've got some really aggressive lines on this compared to things like the Golf R, where again it's a bit bubble-like for my liking. You know, these have got like flared arches, as you can see. It sticks out further, it's wider. The lights are much more sporty as well. You've got the really nice Renault design built into the fog lights. These lights here, how they sweep down like a two-piece light, looks absolutely great, and when they're lit up, that's fantastic as well. You've got all the little other drippings on it as well. You know, you've got the little RS badge at the front. We just think that the lines from the front and the back and all the way around it, in fact, are absolutely great compared to the other hot hatches. If you sort of follow me around a bit further, we obviously have upgraded this vehicle. It has got different alloys on. The stock alloys come in quite an annoying red rim, 19-inch alloy, which a lot of people will swap out. We have the ProTrack alloys, and we'll come on to those in a bit. With the 300 trophy, the 19-inch alloys actually save 2 kilograms per corner, which is a big saving over the other base models, so a lot sportier on that. You've got these lovely built sort of air vents as well down the side to really make it sort of like look a lot sportier and a lot wider, like it's got a wide body kit on it almost. Obviously, we've got this crazy wrap on it. It comes with side skirts built in already, so you can upgrade and get Maxton ones that sit even lower, but it's nice that it's got that feature built into it. Again, you come to the rear quarter, you've got these nice big fat lines around here. It looks beefy, it looks like a Megane on steroids, and it's been down the gym for a few months. It just looks really good. As you come to the back, you've got, again, with these big wide arches on this, you've got these nice built-in air vents. They're not doing a fat lot, to be honest, because they're completely covered the other side. However, they just look nice. They look nice and aesthetic, and from the back it is really fat. And you talk about a plump ass on a car, you don't get another car out there like this. The Golf R is not as fat as this at the back. Just looking at it from this angle, it just sits so wide. You've got this really nice rear diffuser as well as standard, with these nice canyards coming off it. We have obviously upgraded parts of this. This has got our carbon fibre bit on, which we'll talk about a bit more. And you can upgrade to the Akrapovic carbon fibre diffuser, which looks even more aggressive, which we sell, and we are bringing out a new one, our own KTR version soon. But the rear lights as well, you talk about the front lights, you've got this huge sweeping light across the back, so at night or in darker conditions, this looks absolutely gorgeous when it's lit up. Full LEDs, looks really, really nice. I think the only thing they might be missing on this is a bit of a better spoiler. You know, you've got these really aggressive features around it, and then you come to this and it's like, bit of a letdown really. So yeah, it's a bit of a letdown that there isn't a bigger spoiler, maybe some sort of duck fin. Again, you can get other Maxton devices to put on there, that's not an issue at all. So yeah, we're really impressed with how Renault have built this. I think there's a few features that they could do better, such as the spoiler, but overall it's a really nice looking car, as standard and obviously as modified as well. So the interior on this is a lovely place as well, and again you compare it to like the Golf R, this is just much nicer to be in. You've got some lovely features in this 300 trophy, like the RS monitor, so if you're on track you've got all of your features that you can track there, times, how the car's performing, live logging of the vehicle as well. Sports a leather and Alcantara steering wheel. There's lots of Alcantara in here. You've got an Alcantara sort of middle elbow rest. You've got Alcantara Recaro seats. They are a £1,500 optional extra, but we've got them. They look absolutely great. Their bucket seats really hold you in nicely as well. The Alcantara on the steering wheel could be better quality, I think. I mean, this doesn't look like Alcantara anymore because it's completely faded after only, what, 70,000 miles. It's completely gone, so it needs like a retrim. The leather's okay as well, but again, it could probably do with a renew. So I would say that the steering wheel could go and we could get a better steering wheel on there. But yeah, the interior is a lovely place to be. It's got the different modes as well, so you can put the pop and bang exhaust active as well with the valve. Yeah, lovely place to be. Really, really happy with how Renault Sport have designed this interior. So obviously our demo car is dripping in KTR products, and we are actively using this for R&D purpose as well. So I'm just going to talk about the modifications we've done to the vehicle now. One of the nicest parts of the engine bay is the new carbon fibre scoop, which we are releasing very soon. This is the first one ever to be made, enhanced with carbon fibre, comes with a nice 3D printed part that we've made in-house as well. So we've got that, because this engine bay, to be honest, is so ugly as standard, and that is why we're doing these nice little carbon parts. I mean, just look at it, it's a mess. It comes in no engine cover, not like the Megane 4Rs that have a nice engine cover over the top, hiding all of this rubbish that Renault have put on it. And so we're developing parts that we're making it look a bit prettier. We've obviously got all the KTR branded hoses, as you can see there. We have our KTR Strut Brace, which improves handling. In terms of performance, we are running pretty much the max on this now before we need to uprate the turbo. We're running just over 320 horsepower and not 700 Newton meters, I wish. We've obviously tuned the ECU on this vehicle as well, and it's running around 321 horsepower with 474 Newton meters of torque, and that's pretty much maxed out now for the turbo. So we need to take this turbo off. This is standard turbo still. We've got turbo upgrade options that we want to develop on this. We've got the full exhaust system, so this has got decat downpipe, GPF delete, and a resonated KTR cat back system with a valved back box as well. Sounds absolutely gorgeous, as you'll be here in this video. The horrible little things that Renault have done on this, unfortunately. Brake reservoir there. This is a big problem for people losing their brake reservoir. Engines and the brake reservoir like to urinate all of their fluid out of the reservoir because Renault, in their wisdom, have put it on a slant. That causes it to leak out of the cap that isn't any good. So we've actually got a scenic one on there, which has got a better seal on it. So we're using scenic parts on the Meganes now. All good, that's what Renaults are about. So yeah, we're really impressed with the performance from the engine. The torque's great. We just need to upgrade the turbo now and push it a bit further. It's got the intercool, the other trimmings on it as well. So some more upgrades that we have done to our demo car. We have put these amazing ProTrack One Alloys on. As you can see, it just sets the whole car off. I think these are a great upgrade for the vehicle. Available on our store, links will be in the description. These are one of the lightest alloys that you can get. They're regularly used in motorsport, so they are really strong as well. you can tell that they're strong because of the amount of dinks that we've actually got in them from curbing them, and they haven't broken yet, which is great. So that's fantastic. There's also running our 355mm disc upgrade from KTR. It's 2-piece floating discs. They are squeaky and they do rattle, but they're 2-piece and they make sure that you stop. We've taken these on track, which you'll see in one of our other videos on YouTube, and they perform absolutely fantastically. So if you don't mind a bit of squeaking on your brakes and a bit of rattling, you'll be fine. Just turn the radio up a bit more. We've got Ferodo race pads. We've got Uno on the front, and we've got DS2500s on the back. And they again stop the car really well, and with this brake setup and the discs, it just works really well. It stops very well. So we've decided to go for the Nankang NS-2Rs on here. They are probably the best overall tyre that you can actually get. Very low compound as well, and they just work. They just work for if you're using it on street and a bit of light track use. These are absolutely fantastic for the value as well. Brilliant tyre. However, if you're doing track days in the summer, you probably would want to upgrade to the AR1s or even some slicks, depending on how good you are at track driving. In the winter, these can get a bit sketchy as well, so that is important to note. It's cold today, we've driven up here, and you just get wheel spin if you plant the accelerator. So do note that until they get warm, they won't have the best of grip. So on the back, you may have noticed, and we did touch on it, that we've got our carbon fibre, our KTR carbon fibre exhaust trim surround, which just sets it off. The standard car has a chrome trim, which looks horrible. I'm well up for killing all chrome on vehicles. I hate it. So we have come up with a KTR carbon fibre option, which is really nice and easy to install as well. Again, available on our website. We are in development of a carbon fibre rear splitter similar to the Aquapovic one, but in our own style. So that will be available probably in the next month or so on our website as well. And as discussed earlier, because we're not happy with the stock spoiler, we are developing a spoiler for the Megane 4 as well. So watch your space, lots of products coming for it. So once we open the boot, you can see that we have this red cage behind us, and no, this is not a climbing cage for your kids. This is actually one of the world's first 4-point roll cages for the Megane 4, and that was developed. You can still probably see around the roof some of the 3D stickers that we've used to develop this cage. This again is available on our website, and you can find this. Again, essential for track use. It does also stiffen up the suspension, the vehicle chassis as well. So again, a much required modification if you're going to be doing some track use in a Megane 4. So one other thing that we're going to be bringing out real soon is an uprated shifter for the Megane 4, because nobody really makes one at the moment. So we have in-house with our product Ben designed a longer shaft and a really nice sort of aesthetically pleasing shifter that's got really nice grip on it as well. So it's going to be a lot longer. It's probably going to sit up about here. We're going to do 2 different height options, a higher one so it sits like almost like a drift sort of brake almost, and a lower option that's a bit closer to OEM as well. But the shifter's okay. It's just very basic though, and it's not very sporty, so we'll be launching that very soon as well. So the 3 things I absolutely love about this car is the performance. With it being front wheel drive, it feels so much more exhilarating to actually drive compared to like your Golf Rs and your S3s. I'm just doing a bit of a video on what products we've done and all that sort of stuff. And stuff. I mean, this has got all our branding on. Obviously, we take this to events and stuff mainly, and to track. You know, we race it at motorsport events and stuff as well. So it's good fun. And compare that to like your Golf Rs and your S3s, it is a lot more fun to drive. You get a lot more front sort of like torque steer, so you're having to fight it, just a lot more fun. So the second thing I absolutely love is the sound from the car. Now, as standard, you get a great sound from the valve back box anyway when you turn it into race or sport mode. So you get a few pops and burbles from the exhaust, even as standard. Again, Golf Rs do that, but I think this does it more, and I think it sounds better. I think the engine sounds better as well. You get a bit more boost noise, a bit more sort of air filtery blow off, even as standard. So yeah, overall, the car sounds absolutely fantastic. With our KTR exhaust on, it sounds even better. So the third thing that I absolutely love about the Megane 4 is the handling. Now, even in stock form, without the suspension upgrades that we've done and without everything else, this handles really well. I think that's down to the 4-wheel steering system that Renault Sport have introduced on this car. However, it does also form a negative, which we will talk about in a second. 3 things I hate about the Megane 4 First one is the twitchy handling. We just mentioned that the handling is the best part of this, so I've kind of contradicted myself already. However, as most of you will know, this has the 4-wheel steering on it, and when you're accelerating and at high speeds, it can feel like it's pulling you from one side to the other, which is really unnerving, especially when you've tuned it and you've got more horsepower. That is pretty scary, especially on some country roads, so that is a bit of a negative on the Megane 4. So the second thing I hate about this is that it has still got some of Renault's general annoying practices running through its blood. So, you know, things like this leaking, there are other little bits and bobs. It's really messy in here. I mean, this is not a pretty engine bay by any means. You know, there's wires everywhere and stuff loose, so they haven't put any thought into making this a pretty engine bay, so that does let it down a bit. The third thing I hate about this car is the entertainment system, and I don't know if anybody else has found this, but it's really laggy. I can't, for some reason, get my Bluetooth connected to it, and I've tried everything. Sometimes it will work, and then other times you get in the car and it just won't connect at all, even though it says it's connected, which is really frustrating. So yeah, I think they could improve on this laggy sort of tablet that they've put into here. So the handling is absolutely incredible on this car. With the 4-wheel steering, it really keeps you planted in the corners. It's a fantastic experience. So going around these tight corners and stuff, it just feels so alive and so planted. Like a little go-kart almost, and you can really tell that they've spent a lot of time on the suspension and everything else that they've spent their time on perfecting the handling on this car. Performance is great too. I mean, the sound and the as you can hear some pops and bangs coming out of it now. It just sounds great. Performance is fantastic as well. Even in stock form, the performance is fairly decent, but now we've added like an extra 40 horsepower to it. It's really fun. As you can see there, turning circle is amazing on the car as well. I mean, I've just literally just turned around there. Turning circle is massively improved because of the 4-wheel steering as well. You get an extra couple of degrees. So if I turn it left, the rears turn the other way, which is really incredible. Real good technology on the car. So that's a fantastic part of the vehicle as well. But yeah, it's just a nice place to be in here. The Recaros are really comfy, even though they're bucket seat type car seats. Just feels a really nice place to be. This has got the Bose sound system in as well, which is an optional extra, and the sound you get from it, really good bass. You can play your best tracks and really enjoy the drive that you're on.